Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I am absolutely so delighted that we are having this hearing today, and I thank you for this and for bringing such a great panel of witnesses before us. So, and I have to tell you how timely this is. I recently had, in the past week, conversations with two women that I have met, or two individuals I have mentored, each minorities. And one of them, and Professor, you will appreciate this, as they were telling me about what they were working on, I said, have you thought about getting a patent for this? And their immediate response to me was, well, no, but how would I do that? Who would I go talk to? And so we had a conversation about resources that are available. But you're so spot on when you say they do not know where to find the resources. So thank you for getting that entered in on the record. And the other conversation had to do with how to find people that could have them navigate that process of having created something, but moving it through that development process and then moving it to commercialization. And I had directed this individual to where they could probably find some of those resources. But there again, the challenge is not knowing how to navigate this system. And Senator Tillis talked about looking at best practices from other countries. You know, one of the concepts I've always had an interest in is when you look at the microfunding for individuals that are trying to start businesses. And I think that's why I've enjoyed mentoring women as they would be beginning to go through this process. Ms. Edwards, I want to come to you first. Let's see if you can articulate, and if you can answer this or if you want to submit it for the record after giving it thought, just let me know. But what are some of those specific difficulties that you've encountered, or women that have come to you to ask for advice that they are encountering? And then likewise, were you able to find a female mentor or a male mentor, someone that could help you navigate that process? If you'll just briefly touch on that.
Sure, and happy to submit further thoughts following. I think that the biggest issue is not knowing who exactly to approach. I'm speaking for myself, but I think that I would be more than happy to appear before other people who are thinking about patents and talk about my experience and the rationale behind it and how I approached it. And I wonder about the possibility of creating some kind of group of women and other people from underrepresented groups to speak to those specific issues that come up for minority inventors. And to your second question, our legal counsel is all male, and they've been very helpful, but no, I didn't have a female mentor in the legal realm specifically.
Okay, and that is something I'm sure there were nights when you were working on your product that you wish you had had that insight. Ms. Yen, I'd love to come to you, because many times as I am working with women, they will say, I don't have access to capital. And they go to the local bank and the bank says, well, I'm not sure I understand exactly what the market would be for this product. So speak specifically as to what VC firms or maybe angel investors, that type group, could do to move forward information to women about, and to women and minorities as to how they can access capital. what the proper process is for gaining that access to capital, whether it is through a VC or an angel investor, or whether it is through a traditional banking relationship?
Yeah, thank you for the question. It's something that the venture world actually has been working on vigorously, probably for the past few years, with actually some great success, which is directed reach out to female founders. Ms. Edwards, I don't know if you've seen this as well, right? Which is what we started with the venture world was actually diversifying the representation for the people who had the money, which is VCs like me, people who have the funds. And so there's a trickle down effect, because it's very, very hard when no one anywhere in the process looks like you, and they can't relate necessarily to what you're trying to pitch, how you're trying to pitch it. And we all have our unconscious biases that we're always going to have. And so I think a lot of it is education, and a lot of it is reach out, which is directed reach out to women, people of color, and those who really just need to see, people like them who are in these positions. We've done it with a lot of success in the venture world with, for instance, a nonprofit called All Race, which was started by some friends of mine with great success. So I think also partnering with nonprofits, partnering with private individuals, in addition to having the USPTO as part of it, would go a long way.
I appreciate that. In Tennessee, we have a long history of female entrepreneurs. We have Barbara Askins, who was a scientist and a chemist from Belfast, and she came up with a way to enhance photonegatives by using radiology. Now, NASA ended up using this, and then the medical field picked it up to make better X-rays. And of course, even today, we have the most incredible creative community in Tennessee, with songwriters, with entertainers, with those that are creating next generation automobile engines, that are working with GM and Nissan and Volkswagen, and continuing to open these doors for innovators so that they can dream those big dreams, I think is paramount. And I thank you all. Thanks for the hearing. Yield back.
Thank you.